أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين
بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد الحمد لله. We are continuing our study of Arabic 207. In the first session, we took a brief overview. Okay, we scratched the surface in regards to Surah Al-Faatihah, the background, the introduction. Okay, in this next section of Surah Al-Faatihah, we're going to dig a little deeper. We're going to go into one of the themes in Surah Al-Fatiha, which is regarding Allah's names, Lafzul Jalala, Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Okay? Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, he said in Madaris As-Salikin, volume 1, page 7, Surah Al-Fatiha describes the worshipped, meaning Allah, through three of His names, and all the beautiful names and perfect attributes revolve around these three, meaning all of Allah's names and attributes revolve around three fundamental names that are mentioned in Surah Al-Fatiha. They are Allah, Ar-Rabb, and Ar-Rahman. This chapter is built upon the pillars of Uluhiyya, Rububiyyah, and Rahmah, wa Asma wa Sifat. Okay? So who can tell me, where is uluhiyya, maintaining the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pertaining to His worship, found in this surah? Which verse pertaining to His uluhiyya, His oneness, meaning you're sincerely only worshipping Him? Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'een. You're the only one we worship, and you're the only one who we seek assistance in. Good. What about His rububiyyah? Where can His rububiyyah be found in the surah? His lordship. Malik Yawmiddin. Good. What else? The word itself is in the surah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Right? Okay. And regarding His names and attributes, His Rahmah, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. So this is mentioned by Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah. And we're going to continue from there. That's a good introduction. Let's go on to explain and mention the definitions and the special characteristics about the names found in Surah Al-Fatiha. The first name found in Surah Al-Fatiha is Lafzul Jalala, Allah. Allah. Everyone say Allah. Allah. Not Allah. It's Allah. Okay? It's pronounced with a round lam. Allah. Allahu Akbar, everyone. Not Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, right? Allahu Akbar. Okay? It comes from the word Al-Ilahu. Everyone, Al-Ilahu. Al-Ilahu. Okay, there's a Hamza there. Originally, the word has a Hamza. Al-E. This E part is part of the word. However, for ease of pronunciation and for kitaba, yani writing, they drop the Hamza with the Kasra. And it's pronounced and is written like Allahu. It's not Al-Ilahu, Al-Allahu. Allahu. Okay? Allahu. Now, what is the definition of Allah? What does Allah mean? If a non-Muslim comes to you and asks you, who is Allah? What does Allah mean? What would you say to that person? What does Allah mean? Anyone? What does Allah mean? Definition. The one you worship every day. You make salat towards. What is the meaning of this name?
The only God worthy of worship.
The only God worthy of worship. Okay. That's okay. That's half of it. Okay. What else? The one who created you? Al-Khaliq. Good. Okay. So this definition is provided by Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu. Everyone has to memorize this. Memorize it and share it. Tell people what does Allah's name mean. Okay? Allah, as mentioned by Ibn Abbas and Yahamakallah. we have it here in Arabic on the presentation because we wanted the students to write it out in Arabic and to memorize it. But since most people don't have their phones out, right, we're just going to mention English. And the homework will be to write down the Arabic and memorize it, okay? So the Arabic is ذُو الْأُلُوهِيَّةِ وَالْعُبُودِيَّةِ عَلَى خَلْقِهِ أَجْمَعِينَ ذُو الْأُلُوهِيَّةِ وَالْعُبُودِيَّةِ عَلَى خَلْقِهِ أَجْمَعِينَ. And this means that Allah is the possessor of divinity, meaning He's divine, and He necessitates to be worshipped by all of His creation. Allah, it means the one who possesses divinity, meaning He's divine, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one who's divine, right? Wal-ubudiyya, and He necessitates or requires to be worshipped by all of His creation, okay? Or He's deserving of being worshipped by all of His creation. Exactly. Okay, this is the meaning of Allah as provided by Ibn Abbas. May Allah be pleased with them both. The name Allah, Lafzul Jalala, has some special characteristics. Some things which makes Allah, the word Allah, the name Allah, special over His other names. Right? There are about, Shaykh Abdul Razak al-Badr, he mentions about 20 in his book Fiqh al-Asma' Husna. Ibn al-Qayyim, he mentions about 100. SubhanAllah. Today we're only going to give you 4. Alright? The first is that Allah, the name Allah, is the foundation of all His other names. And it comprises of all of His other names. It's the foundation of all of His names, and it comprises of all the other meanings of His names. So for example, since it's the foundation, you would say Ar-Rahman is the name of Allah. You would say Al-Khaliq is the name of Allah. But would I say Allah is the name of Al-Khaliq? Would I say that? Can I say that? Allah is the name of Al-Khaliq. Can I say that? No, because those names branch off of Allah. Allah is the foundation in which all the other names branch off out of, okay? So you cannot say that. It doesn't make sense linguistically, right? Okay, so that's the first special characteristic. The second special characteristic is that the alif and lam, remember we mentioned Allah, the alif and lam that's on the word, they are not dropped when you invoke Him, when you make supplication to Him. When you say, Oh Allah, you're still pronouncing alif lam. Doesn't go anywhere. Okay, this is the Arabic benefit, right? Arabic class, we mentioned a little Arabic benefit. You don't say Ya Ilah. You say rather Ya Allah. Ya Allah. The alif lam is fixated. As opposed to His other names, when you call upon His other names, the alif lam goes away. So for example, you have Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Razaq. When you call upon Him by those names, you wouldn't say Ya Ar-Rahman, Ya Ar-Razaq. Rather you say what? Ya Rahman, Ya Razaq, Ya Khaliq. The alif and lam is dropped, okay, when you call upon Him with those other names. So this shows how the name Allah is special in that regard. Another special characteristic regarding Allah, the name Allah, is the name that's connected to most of the adhkar. Do you say Allah Ar-Rahman? Do you say Subhan Ar-Rahman? Do you say La ilaha Ar-Rahman? What do you say? Allahu Akbar. Subhanallah. La ilaha illallah. Okay? So it's connected to the general adhkar. And the last one we'll mention right now is that the name Allah is the most mentioned name in the Quran over His other names. It's the most mentioned name in the Quran. Okay? Moving on. So that's the name Allah. Let's move on to the second name found in the surah, Ar-Rabb. Everyone say Ar-Rabb. Ar-Rabb. What does Ar-Rabb mean? Translate. Rabb. Rabbi. Rabbi. My Lord. Lord, right? Lord. The Lord. My Lord. However, that translation right there, you don't really get the full aspect of the meaning of Ar-Rabb. you don't get the full entire meaning of Rabb. MashaAllah. The word Rabb, it comes from the word Rabba, Alif Maksura, Yurabbi. And this word means to nurture, or to cultivate, or to educate. Like how a mother nurtures her child. Like a master nurtures his animals. Right? So this is the meaning of Rabba Yurabbi. To nurture, cultivate, and educate. So Yurabbi means what? To nurture, to cultivate, to educate. Right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described the scholars as what? Rabbaniyun. Those who nurture students. The scholars are those who nurture and educate the students. Okay? So this is what Rabba means linguistically. So when you apply the meaning to Ar-Rabb, the definition becomes the one who nurtures and sustains all of his servants through regulating the affairs and granting all types of favors and blessings. So it's not just the Lord, that He owns everything. It's not just that. Rather, it's a Lord which takes care of His creation. The one who nurtures His creation. The one who provides for His creation. Okay? He doesn't just create people and leave them be. Like how some people believe. That God created us and we fanshu fil ard. We go across the earth. We make life what it is, you know? People believe this now. That Allah created everything, khalas, that's it. We got to take it from here. Deism. This is what deism is. Right? However, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created mankind and He also nurtures them. Takes care of them. Educates them. Cultivates them. Right? Gives them clothing. And He doesn't only do this for the believers. Rather, He even does it for who? The kuffar, the non-believers. People who curse Him. People who belie Him. People who attack Him. Try to put down His religion. Try to mock Him. He still provides for them. SubhanAllah. And He still nurtures them. Right? As mentioned in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, لو كان كافر يعلم قدر رحمته لم ييأس من الجنة. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, that if the kafir, the non-Muslim, the disbeliever, were to know the extent of Allah's mercy, then they would not lose hope in entering Jannah. If they knew the extent of Ar-Rahman, His mercy, they would not lose hope in entering His Jannah. SubhanAllah. This is the extent of Allah's mercy. Is that He forgives everything and everyone for those who are sincere. Right? So this is Ar-Rabb. The one who nurtures and sustains all of His servants through regulating the affairs and granting all types of favors and blessings. And these definitions right here that we're giving you guys are taken from a very good book, and it's translated by, it's a book by Imam Sa'di called Explanation of Allah's Beautiful Names and Attributes. They sell it in Dar es Salaam. Very concise, easy to memorize definitions regarding Allah's names. It's in a red cover. Very beautiful. So we advise you guys to buy that book. Explanation of Allah's names and attributes. Okay? Abdurrahman As-Sa'di. Very beneficial book. We advise everyone to buy it. And if you can't afford it, alhamdulillah, some of you guys are college students. We know the struggle. The PDF online. Okay. Moving on. So that's Ar-Rabb. The next name that we're going to go over, or two names, is Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. How would you translate Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim? What's the translation for that? Fawaz.
Rahman is the most merciful and Rahim is the most beneficial.
The most beneficial, okay.
So, Ar-Rahman would be His attribute of mercy.
Get out here. Okay, someone else. So when you say the most compassionate, the most merciful, this is what they translate it as. The most compassionate, the most merciful. What does that mean, Yani?
Ar-Rahman is the merciful for all.
Alright, class, you guys give me the answer. It's not part of the program. Right? So when you say Ar-Rahman, the most compassionate, the most merciful, what does that mean? It's very vague, right? doesn't give us a true sense of what Ar-Rahman actually means. Right? It leaves you up to your own interpretation. Well, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, there are two names which are connected to Allah's mercy. All of Allah's names, it's a principle, it's the qa'idah. All of Allah's names are have attached to it one of His attributes. Okay? All of Allah's names have an attribute that's attached to it. And for Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, the attribute is what? Mercy. Rahman, the scale, the Arabic scale of this word is fa'lan. Everyone say fa'lan. Fa'lanu. Fa'lanu. Rahmanu. Fa'lanu. You see the similarity? If you look at the presentation, you'll be able to see the similarity. Okay? So fa'lanu. Good. Now, what's the difference between rahmah? Rahmah, you guys heard of rahmah before? Mercy, right? And Rahman. Can both of them mean mercy? Or is there a difference? Is there a difference? Yes or no?
Yes.
There has to be a difference, right? So this is a principle in the Arabic language. We're giving you a lot of principles today, right? Because we don't want to waste our time today. Tell you just we don't want to just sit here and just tell you stories and you leave with nothing. We want to give you something which will benefit you later on, inshallah. Okay? So any attribute which is on the scale of fa'lan, right? Any attribute which is on the scale of fa'lan, like for example, when you're hungry, when you're very hungry, what do you say? Jaw'an. Jaw'an. Naam. When you're thirsty, what do you say? Atshan. Atshan. Naam. When you're very angry, you say? Ghadban. When you're very full, mal'an. You see the similarity? Any attribute which follows this scale, then it's something called sighatul mubalagha in Arabic. Excuse me. And sighatul mubalagha, this means an attribute which is intensified. An intensified attribute. So Rahman doesn't mean mercy, jazakallah khair. Rather it means emphasized mercy. Okay? There's emphasis to that mercy. A mercy that is constant and everlasting. Okay? And the same goes to Rahim. It's a mercy which is considered to be everlasting and constant. Sorry, this is for Rahman. We'll go to Rahim just now. Now Rahman, this name Rahman, this is His mercy that is tied to His actual that, His actual being. Him, subhanahu wa ta'ala. This mercy is a part of Him, azza wa jal. Okay? And now we can't imagine Allah azza wa jal, right? We can't even imagine Him. But this mercy is attached to Him in a way that befits His majesty. Okay? So this is Rahman. And His mercy, this type of mercy, when you say Rahman, it's His mercy that pertains to all of creation. Muslim, non-Muslim, animal, animate objects, inanimate objects, rocks, stones, every single thing that exists, this falls under Allah's Rahman, mercy, His mercy in that regard. So when you say Rahman, it's His mercy to all of creation. Think of His mercy to everyone, everything that exists. Okay? So that's Rahman. Rahim. Rahim. It's upon the scale of fa'ilun. Everyone say fa'ilun. 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 Say rahimun. Rahimun. Fa'ilun. Azizun. Azizun. Okay? All of them are upon a similar scale. You see the same scale? Format? Okay. This type of format is also called sighatul mubalagha. Intensified attribute. Intensified attribute. So this is His mercy intensified as well. However, it's a little different than Rahman. How is it different? Rahman is His mercy towards all of creation. But Rahim is His mercy only for the believers. As Allah says in Surah Ahzab, وَكَانَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ رَحِيمًا وَكَانَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ رَحِيمًا. Allah says, and Allah was with the believers, Rahim, merciful. So the scholars derive from this verse that Rahim is specific for only the believers. Okay? This is something singled out for the believers. And the Rahim, because it's singled out for the believers, it is considered to be an action of Allah. An action of Allah. Rahman is part of His being, Naam. Rahim is an action of Allah. Allah acts. Right? Of course, we can't imagine how Allah does it. He does it in a way that befits His majesty, but He acts. There's dhatiyah wa fi'liyah. His things pertaining to His self, His essence, His being, and things pertaining to His action. Give me an example of what Allah does in action. And when we say action, what's the difference? His being is constant. It's everlasting. It's always occurring. His action, it only occurs whenever He wills. Give me an example of something that He does. Coming down to the last heaven, right? In the last third of the night. Good. Is that constant? It's only at the last third of the night. Only at the last third of the night. Therefore, it's an action. What else? Allah rises. ثُمَّ اسْتَوَى عَلَى الْعَرْشِ. Then Allah rose above His throne. Is that something constant? No, it's an action. He only does it when He wills. Okay? What else? What about Allah laughing? Who does Allah laugh at? In a way that befits His majesty. Who does Allah laugh at? How many people? Types.
Well, there was one hadith that was talking about like a person is like in a situation and then he called up to Allah, but like Allah already knows that like he's gonna get him out of the situation. He's laughing at like he's distressed even though.
Okay, so when we describe Allah's attributes, right, we can't imagine it. We gotta keep that in mind, all right? So we can't do any bodily function which imitates it. Because Allah does the actions in a way that befits His majesty. It's very important to understand this, okay? Tayyib. So that'll be homework. Review. Who does Allah laugh at? Find a hadith of who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala laughs at. Allah gets angry. Who does Allah get angry at? Huh? Maghdubi alayhim. Who are they? The Yahud. Why is He angry at the Yahud?
Because they have knowledge and don't act.
Because they have knowledge and they hid it and they don't act upon it. Good. So basically trying to get to is a summary. Rahim is on the scale of fa'il. This is an intensified attribute. This mercy is specifically for who? The believers. And it is an action of Allah. Okay? Moving on.
Could you repeat that verse that you said that?
وَكَانَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ رَحِيمًا. But because it's the end of a verse, so Rahima. But if you continue, Rahiman. Right? Surah Ahzab.
So,
I'll tell you right. Yeah, go ahead, Fawaz.
Rahman is Allah's being and Rahim is Allah acts upon it.
Allah's action. Right?
So Rahman is not Allah's action.
Rahman is His being, Himself, His essence. Rahima, this is verse number 43. Ahzab, verse number 43. Okay? Moving on, so, the next name we're going to go over is Al-Malik. Al-Malik. Everyone say Al-Malik. Al-Malik. Now there's two ways you can pronounce it in the surah. It's Maliki or Maliki. Maliki or Maliki. Okay? This means the master or owner. The master or owner. And if you recite Warsh, you would say Miliki. Miliki. Miliki Yawmiddin. But we recite Hafs now, for the most part. In Mus'haf. Okay. So the definition of a Malik. The definition, the master and owner. The one who directs all of the affairs regarding creation. Giving out commandments and recompense. The master and owner, the one who directs all of the affairs to do with creation, command, and recompense, yani reward. The one who directs all of the affairs to do with creation, command, and recompense. Yeah. To Him belongs the whole of creation. Everything is subservient to Him, owned by Him, and are in continuous need of Him. This can be found on the presentation slide. Okay, let's move on. Now, these are explicit names, meaning that you could clearly see it, right? However, in the surah, there are also implicit names, meaning names which aren't so clear. You have to do a little thinking, a little digging, right? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He tells the believers to ponder over the Quran many times, reflect. If you don't know, think about it. Many times Allah addresses the believers, tells them to reflect over the Quran. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَمْ عَلَى قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا, Surah Muhammad. Do they not ponder over the Quran, or are their hearts chained up? So there are some names which are implicit. What are some implicit names that you can derive from the surah? Think about the surah. What are some names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala you could derive from it? Look at the overall message and think. What are some names of Allah Azza wa Jal? Look at the first word in the surah. Alhamdu. Is there a name of Allah similar to Alhamdu? Al-Hamid. Everyone say Al-Hamid. Al-Hamid. Good. So Al-Hamid, the meaning of this is the implicit name. The one who is praised. He possesses the best of names, most perfect attributes, and the best and most complete actions. And for this, He is praised. Okay? He is praised because He is perfect. Subhanallah wa ta'ala. He's Al-Hamid. When someone has reached a status of perfection in any field, they're praised. Naam? Like, for example, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, right? LeBron James. They're praised for their skills. Naam? What about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is greater than that? He is Al-Hamid, the one who is truly praised for His true perfection. Okay? Another name which we derive, or you guys tell me, what's another name that we derive from the surah? What's another name you could derive from the surah? Huh? Al-Malik? Malik Yawmuddin, same, similar. What else? Think about, what do you ask Allah for in this surah? You ask Allah for surah, before Surah Mustaqim. Ihdi. What does that mean, ihdi? Guide us. Is there a name for that? Al-Hadi. Everyone say Al-Hadi. 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 This name, Al-Hadi, it means the one who guides His servants and directs and shows them to the means of happiness in this life and the next. Allah guides whomever He wills to His obedience and pleasure. Allah is truly Al-Hadi. And Allah chooses whoever He wants to guide. Wallahi, none of us here had the choice to become a Muslim. None of us here, it wasn't for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we wouldn't have even understood or even know about Islam. It is from Allah's guidance that He calls us to be Muslim. We could be wandering around the street doing whatever. But it's from Allah's mercy and His guidance that He guided us to Islam. And it's a blessing. For how many people are given the message of Islam and they choose to deny it? Allah gave us that tawfiq, that success in responding to the message. Alhamdulillah. And may Allah allow us to die upon it. May Allah allow us to die upon this beautiful, beautiful religion. This religion, brothers and sisters, it's perfect. Wallahi, if you were to look out in the earth, look at the other ways of life, and you compare it to Islam, it's like comparing trash to gold. Wallahi. This Islam, that feeling you get when you worship Allah sincerely, praying Fajr in the masjid, worshipping Allah sincerely for His sake, doing good deeds. You know that feeling you get? You can't get that feeling anywhere else. Umar ibn Khattab, he would say, if the mushrikun, the polytheists, knew what we felt when we tasted the sweetness of Iman, then they will try to kill us and open our chest just to grab it. If they only knew. And alhamdulillah, Allah has given us that. Alhamdulillah. So be thankful to Him. Be thankful, because you could be doing something else right now, man. SubhanAllah. It's real. How many people are Muslim one day and they're non-Muslim next day? It's scary, you know? But alhamdulillah, we're Muslims. Tayyib. Moving on. What's another name we derive from this surah? What is a surah? It's a dua, naam? So therefore that means, what happens to du'as? Are they ignored? Good, it's answered. So what name? Similar to that. Al-Mujib. The one who hears the supplications of those who invoke him, answers the request of those who ask, and does not disappoint the believer who supplicates. Al-Mujib. Allah hears your du'as, your ad'iyah, and He responds to it. Okay? There's one of three ways in which Allah will respond to your du'a. Who could tell me? When you ask Allah for something, there are one of three things that can happen. Who knows it? Go ahead.
He could accept it.
He can either give you what you asked for. Okay?
He could deny it because it's better for you at the time. Or it's not good for you.
He could deny it because, or grant something better. Naam, good. What else?
He could delay it until you get the Jannah.
SubhanAllah. Or he could delay it to the day of judgment for something that is better or equal to it. SubhanAllah. One of three things happens when you make dua. Therefore, you should never despair from Allah. Be patient. When you make dua, yeah, you might not get it right away, but if you're patient, you're going to get something that's equal to it or even better. Alright? And this is only for those who are patient. Because the one who is musta'jil, who is hasty, he will not get anything. But the one who's patient, if he waits, and he's constant, and he believes that Allah will answer him, put that tawakkul, that trust, and have that yaqeen, that certainty, inshallah ta'ala he'll get something better, or something that is like it. Okay? So, alhamdulillah, that's the section of Allah's names and attributes. So far we skimmed the top. We went over the overview. Naam. Then we went to the appetizer. Right? We sat down in the restaurant, we got the water, mashallah, that's the overview. Now the appetizers came, we ate it, alhamdulillah. Now it's time for what? The main course. The whole point of the meat of this program, okay? The Arabic, mashallah, tabarakallah. Now, for those who haven't studied Arabic before, some of this stuff may go over your head. But still pay attention and write it down. Because although you may not benefit from it right now, you will definitely benefit later on, inshallah. Okay? So preserve it and keep it. Okay? Keep it with you. Alright? Maybe you may not understand, but maybe 20 years from now, your son understands, your daughter understands, and they benefit by it. Okay? So don't feel lost. Now we're going to go into the next session, the vocabulary and specific word choice by Allah Azza wa Jal. The specific word choice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Meaning, why did Allah use some words over others? Okay? So, if you look at our booklet, section number 3, we see all we have right now are ayat, verses, correct? So now it's going to be a little more interactive. I want you guys, as we're explaining each word, to circle it and to make good notes. Explanation, all right? Write down the benefits, inshallah. And make sure it's organized, all right? Let's begin with the statement, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Everyone? أعوذ. أعوذ. And it's not أعوذ, as many people pronounce. It's أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Okay. Let's go over every word. Let's begin with أعوذ. Now, this is where the presentation will help a lot, the visual. So if you have a phone, please open it up. It's going to help you. Inshallah ta'ala. Or otherwise, you're going to get lost.
What's the Wi-Fi connection?
Oh, Wi-Fi. I don't have it anymore. This guy has it.
Slide on, but yeah.
No, that wasn't for this one. That was for
Okay. So a'udhu. This is a verb. Okay? Now, words in the Arabic language are broken down into three types. Every word falls under one of three types, okay? The first type are nouns. Ismun. Everyone say ismun. Ismun, nouns. Fi'lun. Second type, fi'lun. Verbs. And the last is harfun. Harfun. Prepositions. So you have nouns, verbs, prepositions. How many types of words do you have in the Arabic language? Three. What are they? Nouns, ismun, fi'lun, verbs, harfun, prepositions. Okay? A'udhu is a fi'lun. It's an action. Okay? And it's the present tense form of the word aadha. Everyone say aadha. 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 And it means linguistically, a'udhu aadha means to be careful and wary. To be on guard and rescued. Its applied meaning, or the shari'i meaning, meaning when we say a'udhu billahi, it means to flee from that which you fear will harm you to that which will safeguard you from it. Yani flee from what will harm you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're seeking refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Today we see a lot of Syrian camps, refugee camps. What does that mean? They were fleeing from an oppressor to a land which they have safety. Likewise, we should think of it the same way with Allah Azza wa Jal. We're fleeing from what will harm us in terms of our desires and doubts and things which will harm us to the safety and protection of Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? So that's a'udhu. Now B. Everyone say B. Billahi. Billahi. This B right here. It's two words. B and Allah. This B. This is a preposition. A harf. It's a what? Harfun. Preposition. And this B has multiple meanings. Okay? From the meanings is that it means seeking aid in. To seek aid in. So for example, badatu fi'lan bi Allahi. Billahi. Bi Allahi. Okay? I began an action seeking Allah's aid. I began an action seeking Allah's aid. So this is the first meaning, to seek aid. The second meaning is to seek blessing, to seek barakah. Barakah. ما معنى barakah? Blessing. Okay. What's the meaning of ni'mah? Anyone ever heard this word ni'mah? Ni'matun? Favor, but it can also mean blessing too, no? Okay. So what's the difference between ni'mah and barakah? Both of them translates roughly to mean blessing. What's the difference between the two? When you say you want barakah, when you say barakallahu feek, may Allah bless you, what does that mean? Anyone take a swing?
Maybe it's something for physical, like
physical.
Maybe it only accounts like barakah would be like blessing in like a physical sense. Like
Okay.
money or stuff like that.
Okay, that's good. What else? Anyone, sisters? Difference between barakah and ni'mah. Okay, good. So ni'mah, it's a favor, like the brother mentioned. It's a favor. Now, it can mean a favor which bestowed on you, and it can have the meaning of something that will benefit you, or something you can waste away. So it has that option. You could take benefit from it, or you could waste it away. For example, living close to the masjid. That's a ni'mah. To live close to the masjid, that's a ni'mah. Why? Because you can walk to the masjid and pray. It's an opportunity to take advantage, right? But that it doesn't necessitate, doesn't require that, right? A person has an option to waste it, not go and pray near the masjid. So there's an option when you say ni'mah. A person can use it for his benefit, or he could waste it away. Okay? So that's what ni'mah means. Barakah has a different meaning. Barakah, and this is why you say barakallahu feek, and you don't say ni'matullahi alayk. Right? You don't say that. Or you don't say that. Naam? You say barakallahu feek. Why? Because barakah It has the meaning of ziyada, increase. Right? When Prophet ﷺ was with the companions, what was one of the miracles he was given? He had little milk. And what happened? There was barakah in that milk. Meaning what? It increased. It sufficed everyone. Ziyada, there's increase in it. And also, barakah has the meaning of, if you look at the word barakah, there's a saying that the Arabs say, barakah al-ba'ir. That the camel, you guys ever seen when a camel sits? When a camel kneels down? What happens when the camel kneels down? It takes a long time for it to get up. Nothing can get it up. If you've ever seen a camel sit down, when it's tired, done for the day, it's not going to get up until it wants to. It just sits there, doesn't move. It's constant. Okay? Likewise, barakah is not just something that's one shot. Like a 5-hour energy shot. You only got it for 5 hours, khalas. Barakah is something that increases and is constant. It's continuous. Understand? You ever heard people say, there's no barakah in my money? May Allah put barakah in our money. But you ever hear anybody say that? What does that mean? You just got your check and it's gone, just like that, khalas. There's no barakah in it. Meaning what? It did not last a long time. It did not last a long time. Okay? So, this is the meaning of seeking blessing. B. The second meaning, seeking blessing. When you say Bismillah, you're seeking Allah's blessing to increase whatever you're doing and to what? Make it constant, make it last. Okay? And the third meaning of B, linguistically, is companionship. So for example, you can say in Arabic, Safartu bi Muhammad. I traveled with Muhammad. Bi Muhammad. Meaning Muhammad was my companion. Okay? Now these three meanings, seeking aid, seeking barakah, blessing, and companionship, someone being with you, are all intended when you say A'udhu billahi. You're asking Allah for His aid. You're asking Him for barakah, and you're asking Him to be with you, accompany you. Okay? Not physically, obviously, but we're talking about with His knowledge and His might. Alright? So you guys with me? What are the three meanings when you say be? What are the three meanings? The first being seeking aid, second being seeking blessing, third being companionship. Good. And in this context, does two apply? All of them apply. Good. The next word we have in this statement, A'udhu Billah, min. Min is a preposition. How many categories do we have in words in Arabic? 3 types. Good. What are they? Ismun, nouns, fi'lun, verbs, harfun, prepositions. Min is a preposition, harf. Very good. And min means what? From. Like you say, قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ مِنْ شَرِّ مَا خَلَقَ. Say I seek refuge in Allah from the Lord of daybreak. Say I seek refuge in the Lord of the daybreak. Min sharri, from min sharri, the evil of what He created. Okay, so min means what? From. And these are words to know, because if you don't know Arabic, you're now going to find out that these words come up a lot in the Quran. You're going to start realizing it. Okay, so it's good vocabulary. The next word we have is ash-shaytanu. 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 Question. What is the difference between shaytan? Or who is shaytan? Iblis. Okay, so what's the difference between Iblis and shaytan? Iblis is his name. Before. So now his name is shaytan. So you no longer call Iblis.
This is what we call him.
This is what we call him. Okay, so a title. Okay, good. Very good. Exactly. So Iblis is his name. Like Hafiz al-Rahman, that's your name. Okay? Shaitan is his title. Like noble brother could be your title. That's not your name, it's what you're known as. Okay? Can Iblis be the only shaitan? No. So that shows it's what? It's a title. Okay? Who could be a shaitan? Human beings and jinn, right? Where's your proof? Where? How do you know that? Surah Al-Falaq? Go ahead. Surah Al-Nas. Good. What's the verse? From the jinn and mankind. Where's the? I don't understand. The ayah before. What's the ayah before? Huh?
يعبدون الجن.
What's the verse before Nas? The last one. الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس. Okay, that still isn't. Huh? What's that one? What is it? I don't know. Tell me. Mishar what? That's no. Huh? Ilahin nas. Okay, let's go over the verse. The surah. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. Say I seek refuge in the Lord of the people. What's next? Malikin nas, the yani, owner of the people, or king of the people. Next? Ilahin nas, God of the people. Next? Min sharril waswasil khannas. From the evil whisperings of al-khannas. Khannas is a what? A shaitan. Good. Who whispers to your heart. Hassan al-Basri mentions that this khannas, he's called khannas because he perches at the heart of a person. When a person remembers Allah, he retreats. But when he forgets Allah, he comes back to whisper. He's like that, retreating. Retreating, coming back. Retreating, coming back. Alright? Good. After that, Khannas, alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudur nas. He whispers to the chest of mankind. Why the chest of mankind? Why is he whispering to the chest? The heart. So what's so important about the heart?
Heart is between the hands of Allah, so Allah controls the heart.
Good. So the heart is between the fingers of Allah, right? Fingers of Allah. And when we describe Allah's fingers, we don't make any movement. We just say Allah's fingers, khalas. Because we can't imagine Allah's fingers. Now, so everyone is between the finger. Everyone's heart is between the hearts of Rahman. Good. Why? Why is the heart singled out and not the brain? Why doesn't Shaitan go whisper to the brain? I thought that's where,
Because the heart is guidance.
Because the heart is the king of the body. And when you look at science, they actually recently discovered that the heart takes control of the brain. It has more power, authority over the brain. And it actually emits more electrolytes than the brain. SubhanAllah. Showing that it's the king, it's the master. Right? You ever had a decision where your mind, you want to act upon your brain, but your heart said something else? And what always overpowers? Your heart. Your heart is overpowers. Because that's the asl. That's the king of the body. Right? إِذَا صَلَحَتْ فَجَسَدَتْ كُلُّهُ صَلَحَتْ. Prophet ﷺ said, if it's wholesome and rich, if it's rich and wholesome, the heart, then the rest of the body will be rich and wholesome. وَإِذَا فَسُدَتْ فَسَدَتْ جَسَدَتْ كُلُّهُ. And if it is wicked and corrupted, then the entire body will be wicked and corrupted. أَلَا وَهِيَ الْقَلْبِ. Indeed, it is the heart. Okay? So this is why Shaitan, he whispers, khannas, he whispers to the heart and not the brain. Good. Then after that, what does Allah say? فِي صُدُورِ النَّاسِ مِنَ الْجِنَّةِ وَالنَّاسِ. So meaning that this khannas is not only a jinn. Rather, he can also be a human being. Bad friends. Evil friends. You ever had a friend, all he want to do, all she want to do is just disobey Allah. Go out partying, drinking, gambling, everything haram. That's a shaitan. May Allah save us from shaitan, from mankind and jinn. May Allah surround us with good companionship, with good people who will remind us of Allah and make us better. Ameen. Okay? So that's shaitan. So the word shaitan is derived from the letters sha, ta, and noon. Sheen, ta, and noon. Shaitana. Everyone say shaitana. Shaitana. And shaitana linguistically, it means to be distanced. Shaitana linguistically means what? To be distanced. Ba'uda. Okay? And the reason why he's called shaitan, remember? Rahmanu Shaitanu. This is what? Emphasized attribute. Shaitan, not only is he distant, but he's far removed. Emphasized, okay? And the reason why he's far removed, because he's far removed from any type of good. And far removed from Allah's mercy. Why? What did he do? He was arrogant and he did not obey Allah, and he prostrated to Adam. Yes, good. Moving on, the next word in A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem is the word Ar-Rajim. And the word Ar-Rajim follows the form of Maf'ul. Everyone say Maf'ul. 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 Good. So here's a principle, Arabic principle. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, it's alright. Write it down anyway. You'll get it later on, inshallah. Okay? Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, whenever there was an issue which bothered him, he could not understand, he would go to a secluded masjid in the road. He was in a Muslim country, right? So they had a lot of musalla. They had a little masajid out there in the streets for travelers. When they traveled, they would go in and pray, right? So it was abandoned. It wasn't like established salawat. Okay, whoever comes, you pray khalas. He will go to these abandoned masjid where no one will find him, and he would go in sujood and beg Allah to give him understanding of an issue, and make sujood and stay in that position for sometimes hours until Allah Azza wa Jalla gave him understanding. Okay? So the point is basically, sometimes you may not get it. And it's okay if you don't get it. It's not the end of the world. You may not get it now, but inshallah you get it later. No? So if it goes past your head, if this information is too heavy, right? Just let it go. Alhamdulillah, it's okay. Alright? So the word Ar-Rajim follows the form of Maf'ul. Now any attribute which follows this wazn, this form of Fa'il. Rahim, Fa'il. Remember? Rahim, Aziz. Then the meaning is Maf'ul. And Maf'ul means an action that is done upon it. So Rajim means accursed, right? It's the same thing if you were to say Marjum. Rajim, Marjum. It's the meaning of being acted upon. That attribute is being acted upon. Whoever described with that attribute, okay? So accursed, Rajim, Marjum. Okay? This you have to see more visual and to really understand it. Okay? So let's move on to the next section, or verse. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Everyone. Bismillah. Bismillah. Ar-Rahman. Ar-Rahman. The ra has to be round. Ar-Rahman. Ar-Rahim. Ar-Rahim. Okay. So Bismi. These are two words in one. Okay? You have a B. We already did B, remember? The last verse, right?
Yeah.
B has how many meanings? Three meanings. What are they? Seeking aid, blessings, companionship. Good. So we don't have to explain that again, correct? Let's go on to the second word. The second word is ismun. Everyone say ismun. Ismun. So we have bismi. So, but we said ismun, right? What's deleted when we say bismi? The hamza, alif, right? The hamza is deleted. Okay? But when you remove that B, the hamza reappears. Okay? So the original word is ismun. Okay? The meaning of ismun. What is the meaning of ismun? We just mentioned it. Noun. Noun, right? Another meaning is name. Good. It's derived from the word samuwun. Everyone say samuwun. Samuwun. Sin, mim, wow. Samuwun. Samuwun means to be raised or have a high status. And this is because a person is elevated by his name or her name. You ever notice when you study the Holocaust? What was so degrading about that experience? They stripped the people's names and they gave them numbers. Your name was what gives you honor. This is why the Messenger of Allah ﷺ, he told his companions to name your children with good names. Right? When he found people who had bad names, he would change it. Right? He would change their names to something good and pure. Because your name is what gives you honor. And it's actually mentioned by Ibn Qayyim in Ad-Da' wa Dawa, the disease and the cure. He says that a person's name will have such an effect on him that whatever he's described with will actually be in his character. So if somebody's name is Kareem, which means generous or compassionate or noble, that person will be generous and compassionate. He'll have some aspect of it, right? This is a general rule, right? Because I know everyone right now is thinking about Kareem, who is Allah Mustaan, right? This is a general rule, okay? If a person's name is Rahma, then that person will have some sense of mercy with them, okay? So Bismi. Now we say Bismillahi. Allah, we explain Allah. Now, what's the meaning of Allah? The owner of or possessor of? Anyone?
Devotion.
Divinity.
Only one's divine and only one worthy of worship.
Only one who's worthy of worship upon his creation. Good. So when you say Bismillahi, what are you saying? What does that mean? What's the translation? In the name of Allah. Okay. But there's more to that, right? Because the name Allah itself has special characteristics, right? So how can you apply those characteristics to the meaning here when you say Bismillah?
Seeking or
You're seeking, okay.
seeking blessing.
But remember Allah, when you say Allah, what's included in Allah?
All the attributes.
All of his names. So when you say Bismillah, you're not only saying Bismillah. You're saying, in the name of all of Allah's names, I seek aiding, blessing, and a companionship with. So you see how deep it is now? The Arabic? It's not just a cut and dry translation. The Arabic gives you a different point of view, right? A person who reads something in translation, you only get like the skim of it, the top of it, that's it. The cut and dry, But when you know the Arabic, it gets real deep. It makes you ponder, right? It has a deeper meaning. Good. Then Allah said, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. Okay? Here, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. We already explained it. What's the difference between Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim?
One is
Rahman.
one is
One is for
All.
all of creation. Which one is that?
Ar-Rahman.
Ar-Rahman. And?
Rahim is only for believers.
And Rahim is specifically for the believers. Okay. One is the attribute. Which one's the attribute? Ar-Rahman. Attribute. Action.
Being.
action or attribute?
No, we didn't mention
It's
attribute.
an action.
Attribute?
Yeah. His being is Ar-Rahman, and his action
The action
is
Rahim.
Ar-Rahim. His attribute is Rahma. The attribute itself is Rahma. Right? We mentioned every name has an attribute. Right? What's the attribute for Al-Aziz, the all-powerful? His izzah, his might, his power, right? What's the attribute connected to the name? Al-Khaliq. The act of creating, the attribute of creating, right? What about As-Sami', the all-hearing? Hearing, the attribute of hearing. Al-Basir, the all-seeing. The attribute of seeing. Good. Let's move on to the next verse. Alright. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Everyone? Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So not only are you going to learn, a deeper understanding of the surah from the Arabic aspect and, overview, but we're also going to correct your recitation as well to the best of our ability. So Alhamdu, everyone. Alhamdu. When you recite the Quran, every single letter must be pronounced clearly. Alhamdu. Lillahi. Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Good. So let's go into the word Alhamdu. Alhamdu. Now, Hamd I wrote here 2 meanings, but I actually meant to write 3 meanings. The first meaning of Hamd is when you praise an attribute that someone possesses. Praising an attribute that someone possesses. Okay, someone has a nice quality to them. You praise them for that, right? It's always smelling good, mashallah. Or that's not an attribute. The person is always generous. You praise him for that, right? The person is always caring, giving. We praise him for that. The second meaning of hamd is, and this is all included within the word hamd itself, okay? The second is praising someone for the benefit one receives from them. Let's say a person always gives you money, and you praise that individual for that, because you received their action. This includes hamd. Okay? And the third meaning included in the word hamd is, it is a type of praise that necessitates having love for that thing or person. Alright? That person, no thing, person. It is a type of praise that necessitates having love for him or her. Okay? So, for example, when you praise an individual, sometimes you praise someone, you don't want to praise them, you hate them, but you know they have a good quality. Like, you know what, man, I hate that guy, but you know what? He's a nice guy, like, whatever, he's generous, But you hate that person. That's not hamd. The type of praise we're talking about when you love that individual. You love that person. Okay? All of these three things are included in hamd. So, when you say Alhamdulillahi, you're not only praising him because of his perfection, A. You're not only praising him for the benefit you receive from him, B. But you're also praising him because of your love you have for him, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alright? So that's the meaning of alhamdu. Alhamdu. Okay? Now, in the Arabic language, there are other words that means praise, right? For example, when someone does something good to you, what do you say? Shukran. Anyone ever heard this? Shukran. Right? What does that mean? Thank you. Okay. So why did Allah not use shukran? Ash-shukru lillahi rabbil alameen. Huh? Hamd has shukr in it. Good. Because hamd has shukr in it. Because the meaning of shukr, right, is thanking someone for a benefit one receives through action. So for example, you do something nice to me, I say shukran. I'm only doing one part of hamd. One part of hamd. I'm thanking you because of the action you did to me. Right? Shukran. So shukran, means what? Thanking someone for a benefit one receives through action. That's the meaning of shukr. And it's connected to action as well. Okay? As Allah says regarding the Surah Sad, اعملوا آل داود شكرا. Shukra. Work, O family of Dawood, out of gratitude, thanks, shukr. Okay? The next word that we have here, the next word that means praise, is medhun. Everyone say medhun. 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 Medhun means praising an attribute that can be found in an animate or inanimate object. Praising an attribute. You're praising an attribute. That brother's generous. You're praising him for that. But this type of medh, this praise, can be applied to animate people or inanimate. Like rocks, stones, whatever. That's a beautiful mountain. Inanimate. Right? Why did Allah not say al-madhu lillahi?
You don't have to love them.
Because it's incomplete. It's not perfect. It's just one aspect of alhamd. Right? And another word for praise, the third word we'll use, is thana'un. Thana'un. Everyone say thana'un. Thana'un. Thana'un means praising someone and singling them out from the rest. So for example, we have a class here now. Let's say there was one student who did well. I would praise that student. Yusuf did good today. I'm singling him out from the rest. This is thana. I praised him in Arabic. Thana. Okay? So why did Allah not use al-thana'u lillahi rabbil alameen? Because it's incomplete. It's just, right? Yeah, it's incomplete. So basically trying to get to is that the perfect word choice of Allah Azza wa Jal is that He used alhamdu because it is a perfect word for the situation. And everything placed in the Quran is placed there for a reason. For ultimate wisdom and perfection. Okay? So we have here 4 words denoting thanks or praise. Alhamdu, shukru, shukrun or ashukru, madhun, and thana'un. And we gave you the definition of all these 4 words. Okay? You guys with me?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to take a 5-minute break?
Finish this ayah.
Huh?
Maybe finish this ayah.
Finish the ayah? Okay. طيب. Right? It's from the actual prophetic guidance. The Prophet ﷺ, from his etiquettes, is that whenever he would remind his companions, he wouldn't hold long gatherings. Because he said that shaitan will come to the people and try to make them grow tired. So when he will address the people, it will be very short. Even his khutbahs, his sermons, will be very short. Right? He said, indeed it's from the fiqh, the understanding of a man, that when he gives khutbah, to shorten the khutbah, the sermon, and to elongate the salah. فَأَطِيلُوا الصَّلَاةِ وَقْصِرُوا الْخُطْبَةِ. So elongate the salah and shorten the khutbah. Because a shorter reminder leaves a greater effect. Right? So it's from the etiquette, whenever there's a class, is that it should be short. But we have a seminar here, it's not a class. So we have material we're trying to get through. Understand? But we try to make it short in terms of sessions. But because we came off a bad start, wow, we're kind of overlapping. But let's finish this verse, and inshallah we'll take a break, okay? A 5-minute break, then we'll continue to Maghrib. Alright? Inshallah. So the next word we have here, lillahi. Everyone say lillahi. Lillahi comprises of 2 words. You have here li and Allah. Li and Allah. Li is a preposition, a harfun. And it has 2 usages. Either entitlement, meaning whenever you say li to someone, that means that person is the rightful owner of that thing. For example, هذا li. This is for me. This is I own this. I bought it. My money. It's mine. Right? هذا li. My hoodie. This is my hoodie. I own it. I'm the owner. Okay? Entitlement. I'm entitled to it. I bought it. It's mine. That's the first meaning of li. The second meaning of li is specification. To specify someone. هذا li. This is for me. Is it for nadir? No, I specified it is for me. هذا li. This is mine. Okay? So entitlement and specification. In this context, the verse, it means that Allah is the rightful owner of praise, alhamd, and He's singled out because of that. He specified, this praise is especially for Him. Okay? You with me? Anyone lost? Is there anyone who's lost? Okay. Let's finish the verse. We have here Rabbil Alameen. So Rabb, we explain Rabb, Naam. Rabb. What does Rabb mean again? So it doesn't mean the Lord of, right? What does it mean? The Lord who nurtures, educates, sustains. Okay? Good. Rabbil Alameen. So let's look at the word Alameen. Everyone say Alameen. Alameen. Put a little ayn into it. Alameen. Okay, good. So what is an alameen? Alameen is actually alamuna. Everyone say alamuna. And this is the plural for the word alamun. Everyone say alamun. Alamun. I have there on the presentation. Alamun. What is an alam? Alamun. Alam, it means every race and species and everything that exists except for Allah. Everything that is created besides Allah. This is an alam. What's an alam? Everything that exists except for Allah. Okay? So all of creation. Okay? Another meaning of alam is alama. Anyone ever heard of alama? Alamat? What does alama mean? Sign. A sign. So alam also means sign. Why is that significant? It's significant because the alameen, the alamun, the alam is a sign for the Creator. As the poet he said, وَلِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ لَهُ آيَةٌ تَدُلُّ عَلَى أَنَّهُ وَاحِدٌ. In everything there is a sign to show that Allah is one. Everything we look at, it's a sign that there has to be a Creator. This world cannot just pop out of nowhere. It can't just pop out of nowhere. It makes no sense whatsoever. And even the atheists, those who claim that they're, mashallah, they're smarter than everyone else, they themselves have doubt in their own theories. That's why it's called theories, right? So, for example, one time, a couple semesters ago, when I went to Hunter College, I had this geology class, Geology 101. This lady, Philip Shuruti, I forget her name, something like that. And, she was it was a lecture hall. And she was bigging up, this concept of Big Bang. And whether or not the Big Bang mentioned in the Quran or not, that's a whole different issue. We're not discussing that. It could be possible. We don't know. Allah Alam, right? But this was her idea. So she was explaining the Big Bang. And she said that, what is it? The universe, it decreased, right? It comes together. And then it turned into like explosion. And it started to expand, right? One of the students asked, okay, before it exploded, where did those things come from? How were they created to make that explosion? She said, this is a professor, PhD. She said, we don't know. If we know it just happened. We know it just happened. Meaning what? That's faith. That's not fact. So these people, they have doubts in their heart. They don't believe the kufr they're upon. As Allah says in Surah Tur, Am khuliqu min ghayri shay'in. Were they created by nothing? Am humul khaliqun. Or are they themselves the creators? Am khalaqu as-samawati wal ard. Or did they create the heavens and the earth? Bal la yuqinun. Nay, they have no certainty. Wallahi, a kafir, the one who denies the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that person has no certainty in their heart. They're always looking to be proven wrong. And they say this sometimes. They want to be proven wrong because they have no certainty. We believe in Islam. We don't have to prove it to anybody. We know Rabbul Alameen. But the one who disbelieves in the Creator, there's uncertainty. Because when you look around, there's signs everywhere. وَفِي الْأَرْضِ آيَاتٌ لِلْمُوقِنِينَ. Allah says, Dhariyat. In the earth, there are signs for those mu'mineen, for those who believe. وَفِي أَنفُسِكُمْ. And also in yourselves are signs. أَفَلَا تُبْصِرُونَ. Do you not see? Study the human body. Take a biology class. Take a class regarding the study of the body, the human body. And you see how amazing, how complex Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us. How whenever you have a disease or any type of virus, your body has a self-mechanism. Red blood cells come out of nowhere. No, not out of nowhere, obviously into your body. But it comes to defend you. It's automatic. The fever is a defense system against bacteria. This is all natural. How can something like the body, human, be made made from nothing? It makes no sense. It has to be an ultimate creator. Alright? So this is the meaning of alameen. It means everything besides Allah. And it also means a sign. A sign. Because in the creation there are signs. For those who believe, of course, right? Right now we're going to go on to the next ayah. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. We already explained these names in the second session in regards to Allah's names. So we're going to skip that and move on to the third ayah. Maliki yawmiddin. Everyone. Maliki yawmiddin. Good. Malik, ma ma'na Malik. What is the meaning of Malik? The king or owner. Okay? Yawm, the meaning of Yawm. Yawm has different meanings. Okay? From the meanings is that it refers to a period of time. Okay? Like, for example, a period of time. So, for example, from dawn to sunset. A day. Right? How long is a day? From dawn to sunset. How long is a night? From sunset to dawn. Okay? So this is one of the meanings of day, yawm. Okay? Another meaning of yawm is that it could refer to a particular portion of time or hour in a day. It could refer to a particular time or hour of a day. Like, for example, Allah describes the hour as being a yawm, right? So it can refer to an hour or a portion of time. Like, for example, I can say, I spent my day in Masjid for Islamic Studies. Masjid for Islamic studies. Center for Islamic Studies. I spent my day here. Does that mean I spent from Fajr up until Maghrib? No, I only started from Dhuhr. So it's a portion. Doesn't have to be from Fajr to, you know? Okay. Another meaning of Yawm is that it could refer to periods of time which are greater than an actual day. Right? So for example, Allah describes the day of, day of judgment as day of judgment. Yawmul Qiyamah. How long is Yawmul Qiyamah? Is it from Fajr to Maghrib? Is it a portion of that? How long is the day of judgment? 50,000 years. SubhanAllah. But it's referred to as a yawm. Okay? In this context, yawm is referring to that time. 50,000 years. It's mentioned in hadith that the believer, his time that he will spend on the day of judgment standing before Rabbul Alameen, going through the judgment, etc., will be from the time of Asr to Maghrib. Equivalent. Right? Equivalent. SubhanAllah. May Allah make our reckoning short. Actually, may Allah enter us into Jannah without any reckoning and without any punishment. Ameen. SubhanAllah. 70,000 people who will enter Jannah without any reckoning, without any punishment. May Allah make us all from them. Ameen. Who was the companion who asked? When the Prophet ﷺ, he said that there are four types of people. If they stay away from these things, they will enter Jannah without any reckoning or punishment. There was one companion. He asked, am I from them? And the Prophet ﷺ said, yes, you are from them. Okasha, good. Okasha, radiallahu anhu. Then another man stood and he asked, am I from them? It said, Okasha beat you to it. Look at the matters of the Prophet ﷺ. He didn't say, no, you're in the hellfire, right? He said, nah, you're going to get punished a little bit. He said, Okasha beat you. Meaning he trying to be nice, right? Good manners. Alhamdulillah. So Yawm here refers to Yawmul Qiyamah, that period of 50,000 years. Okay? Yawmiddin, the recompense. SubhanAllah, think about that. Day of judgment will be 50,000 years. Sometimes when you work 8 hours a day, you're tired. Right? That's only 8 hours a day. Imagine standing for 50,000 years, naked, barefoot, uncircumcised. The sun is a mile away. Jahannam is right there. Imagine that for a second. What type of hardships people will go through. So imagine the hardship people will go through in that day. SubhanAllah. May Allah allow us to prepare for it. So Allah says, Maliki Yawmiddin. That Allah, He is the master of this day. The day in which everyone will be in need, will be in some type of hardship. The master of that day, Maliki Yawmiddin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He'll be the owner that day. He'll show His true power on that day. Ad-Din refers to the recompense. The day of judgment, recompense, right? Deen also refers what? To what? Religion, not religion, but way of life, right? Islam is our deen. Deen doesn't mean religion. Rather, deen, linguistically, it means a way of life. Because Islam is not something we do once a week, correct? We're not Jummah Muslims, right? We don't only worship Allah on Sundays, right? Hopefully we're not Ramadan Muslims too, right? Rather, Islam is something you practice 24/7. It's a way of life. Our Prophet ﷺ, he taught us how to eat. He taught us how to sleep. He taught us how to interact with people. He taught us how to use the bathroom. So it's a complete way of life. And there's no other religion that's that detailed. There's no other way of life that detailed. Okay? But there's a similar word to deen in the Arabic language. Recompense. The similar word to deen in Arabic. Anyone know? There's one ayah in the Quran that's a whole page long. Who knows that ayah? What's it called? Riba, no. So is Surah Baqarah good?
That's contract.
Huh?
It's called a contract, right?
Contract? Oh, contract. May Allah not make us part of that contract. But ayah to dain, the ayah of debt.
Yeah.
Debt is a whole ayah, a whole page, that one ayah regarding debt. Now, here's a principle in Arabic language. When two words share the same letters, okay, then they also share and they're connected in meaning. So, for example, the word Faatihah, Faatihah, right? Faatihah. That's the asl of the word. That's the origin of the word. Then you have the word miftah. Anyone know what miftah means? Key, right? What institute are you in right now? Keys to knowledge, right? Miftah. Mafatih is the plural. Miftah. So miftah has the same root letters as Fatiha. What's the connection between key and Fatiha? Good. So you use the key to open a lock, to open a door. Likewise, Surah Al-Fatiha opens the Quran. All right. So there's a connection. You understand where I'm going with this? Likewise, deen and dain, way of life, and debt has a connection. Or not way of life. Sorry, recompense. What we're talking about right now. Recompense, Yawm al-Qiyamah, and debt have a connection. What's the connection between the recompense, Yawm al-Din, and dain?
They're going to be in debt.
The debt, people who are in the debt, they're going to be recompensed for what they did, for what they owe. Right? They're going to be recompensed for what they owe. SubhanAllah. And there's going to be people on that day who are muflis, who are bankrupt. Not people who are bankrupt in this dunya. Not those type of people. Not the one who loses his money and has to sell his house, whatever. Rather, who's the real bankrupt one? Huh? The one who does a lot of deeds, right? SubhanAllah, we should all fear this for ourselves. Wallahi. May Allah save us from it. The one who will come on the day of judgment with a mountain weight of deeds. He will come with a mountain weight of deeds, SubhanAllah. Of fasting and charity and salah and sacrifice, hajj, umrah, sadaqah. But on a day of judgment, he will find that what? Those deeds will be given to someone else. Who is that? The one who has backbitten. The brother or sister you have spoken ill of behind their back to others. They will have your deeds on that day. SubhanAllah. That's the true bankrupt one. May Allah save us from that. May Allah allow us to watch our tongues. SubhanAllah. The tongue, as Prophet Muhammad sallallahu he said to Mu'adh, kuf bihadha. He grabbed Mu'adh by his tongue and he said, restrain this. There's nothing that will make people fall faster into the hellfire on their faces than the tongue. It's so easy to use, correct? It's so easy to say something in a moment of anger. It's so easy to do that. It's so easy to destroy years of friendship based off something you said off your tongue in 1 second. The tongue is very, very dangerous. No? So that's Maliki Yawmiddin. Let's move on to the next verse. إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. Everyone. إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. نَسْتَعِينُ. إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. Good. So إِيَّاكَ. إِيَّاكَ comprises of two words. You have إِيَّا and then you have ka. These are two words right here. Okay? إِيَّاكَ, it means only for you. Meaning only, hasr. Emphasis. It is only for you. Okay? So for example, when you say Jazakallahu khairan, and if I reply, وَإِيَّاكَ, it means only for you. May you only get that reward. You made dua for me, so I'm only making it back for you. Understand? Okay. Next word we have, na'budu. Everyone, na'budu. 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 This is a verb. And it comes from the word abada. Everyone say abada. Abada ya'budu. Abada ya'budu. Abada is the past tense version. Ya'budu is the present tense version, okay? And it means to worship or to subjugate oneself. From abada comes what word? Abdun, good, a servant, meaning one who subjugates himself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? What's another word? Ibadah, worship. Meaning when you do that worship, you're only doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Or that particular thing that you're worshiping. The noon at the beginning of the word, you guys see that noon? Na'budu, that noon? You guys see that? That noon with a fathah at the beginning of this verb means we. So na'budu means we are worshipping, or we worship. So iyyaka na'budu. You are the only one we worship. This guy likes you, Yusuf. He's picking on you. Okay, then we have wa. Now, then.
So why is it that if we're reciting the Faatihah ourselves, why isn't it A'bud?
Why is it not Abu? Wallahi, that's a very good question. That'll be homework. It's in that book right there, Spiritual Cure. The author discusses that. Okay, regarding this verse, he discusses why we do not say A'budu, Iyyaka A'budu. Why do we say Iyyaka Na'budu? Very beautiful explanation. Please refer to that book. That'll be your homework. Okay. Jazakallah khair. And this is one of the reasons why we wanted to give books for our course, so that you have background material. You could do more research. Okay. So next word we have here, wa. Everyone say wa. Wa means and. So only you, it is we who worship. We only worship you. And nasta'een. Everyone say nasta'een. Nasta'een. Nasta'een is a verb. And it comes from the word isti'ana. Yasta'inu. Everyone. Isti'ana. Yasta'inu. Isti'ana means he worshipped. Past tense, okay? Yasta'inu means he's worshipping or he worships. Present tense. And it means to seek help or assistance. It means to what? Seek help or assistance. The noon at the beginning of this verb means what? We. Okay? So whenever you see a verb in the Quran and it has a noon with a fathah in front of it, you already know it means we. Okay? And it comes up a lot in the Quran. This verse is the verse of sincerity. It cleanses the heart, as Ibn Taymiyyah he mentions, it cleanses the heart from having riyah, doing stuff for other people, and arrogance, and becoming arrogant. Two of the most destructive sins of mankind. Showing off, doing deeds for other people, and being arrogant. How does this verse negate these two things? Tell me. Where does it negate showing off or doing things for other people? What statement? Iyyaka na'budu. Good. What about arrogance? Iyyaka nasta'een. Because when you seek aid in something, you're removing any type of arrogance. Like you know you can't do it by yourself. Right? Good. Okay, next verse we have here is Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Everyone. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Ihdinas. This is a sad. Therefore, it's a harfu isti'lal, meaning a round letter. Therefore, when you pronounce it, your mouth needs to be round. Ihdinas. Right? Because if you don't make it round, what does it sound like? Seen. Okay? And that's something very important, is that you differentiate and you pronounce every letter the way it is written. Because if you change the pronunciation, so for example, if you say Allahu Samad, right? Instead of Allahu Samad, Sad, nam. What's the meaning of Allahu Samad? Allah is the one who which all creation is in need of, but He's not in need of any of them. This is as-Samad, right? As-Samad is a bad word. It's a very bad word. So if you say Allahu Samad, it's a statement of kufr, disbelief, if one knows what they're saying, right? So it's very important to pronounce the letters correctly. All right? No.
Someone's leading prayer and they pronounce the scene clearly. You
You try your best. If they know, and you know they know, then you remind them. But if they don't know, then there's no point because they're going to be like, what is this guy talking about? You know, and it cause more confusion and, you know. So, ihdina sirat, tal, everyone, tal. Tal. Round, right? Round letter. Sirat mustaqim. All right, many people, they make the mistake and recite ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. Taqim. That's incorrect. It's not a tha there. Rather, it's a ta. Ta, smiling. Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. And the qaf is round. Qim. Okay? So everyone. Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. Good. All right? Let's go into the explanation. Ihdina. Ihdina is comprised of two words. You have ihdi and na. Ihdi and na. Two words. Ihdi is a verb. And it comes from the word ahda. Everyone say ahda. Hamza, ha, dal, alif maksura. Ahda. And yahdi. 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 Everyone say yahdi. Yahdi. This is present tense. Ahda, past tense. Okay? And it means to guide. However, in this verse, ihdi, this is a command. Okay? This is formulated in a command. So in verbs, right? Verbs, you have categories. You have past tense, you have present tense, and you also have commands. Okay? Ihdi is considered to be a command. Fi'l amr. Alright? This is the command. And this will be expounded on in the grammar section, the next session we have. Section. What is a command verb, etc. As for na, this is a pronoun, okay? And it means we or us. Na with a fathah and a alif means we or us. And it's a pronoun, okay? You guys with me? Can I move on?
Yeah.
Okay. Next we have as-sirat al-mustaqim. As-sirat al-mustaqim. Which means the straight path. Okay, the straight path. Correct? Now, I want to highlight the word sirat. It means path. Correct? But there's another word for path in the Arabic language. Anyone knows? Tariq. You guys have heard tariq? Tariqun. So why did Allah not use tariqun? Why did He use sirat? We have it right here. A sirat is more precise in meaning. It contains 5 characteristics. 1, it must be straight, right? A way, a path, in order to be considered a sirat, it has to be straight. You know, there are different paths, right? Maybe there's a curve, maybe there's, a 90-degree angle. This path has to be straight, okay? It must lead to the intended goal, meaning it has to lead to the place that you want to go. Right? It can't be you're transversing this path and then last minute you find out, oh man, it's the wrong way. It's clear. Once you embark it, you already know where you're going. Khalas, you don't have to worry about anything else. You know you're going to get there, inshallah. It's a matter of time. The third characteristic is that it's close to the objective. Meaning that it's going to help you to attain your objective. The fourth characteristic is that it's expansive enough to accommodate those transversing it. You ever been to a path and it's been so like narrow? You could barely get through. This path, the sirat, is wide enough to accompany whoever transverses it. Okay? And the last characteristic is that there has to be sign posted as being the actual route to the goal. So meaning, so before you even embark on this sirat, you already know it's going to take you where you have to go. So these are the 5 characteristics of the word sirat. Okay? And you see how there's more information, there's more description about it. Right? It's very deep. A profound word. Correct? As opposed to tariq. So sirat al-mustaqim, the straight path. Meaning straight path to what? To Jannah. You want to enter Jannah through the straight path. Naam? This is why the Prophet ﷺ, right? Well, he was sitting with his companions and he drew lines in the ground, right? What kind of lines did he draw in the ground? He drew one straight line, right? And he said the end of that straight line is what? Jannah, paradise. It's straight. You knew the goal. You know where you're going. And then what did he show to symbolize the deviated paths? What did he show? What did he draw? Crooked lines outside of the sirat. Okay? Because these are a sirat. The sirat is one. Okay? So this is the meaning of sirat. Also, there's another meaning for sirat. And that refers to the sirat on the Day of Judgment. The last test for the believer on the Day of Judgment is going to be this bridge, this sirat, which underneath it will be what? The hellfire. And it will grab and snatch people away. But there will be some who what? Pass by it as fast as a lightning bolt. Then there's some who will pass by it as fast as blinking of an eye. Some fast as a stallion, running stallion. Until, the end of narration. Right? So these are the meanings of sirat. But in this case it means path, okay? Mustaqim means straight. Something that's mustaqim is straight. The next word we have here, next verse we have, Sirat al-ladhina an'amta alayhim. Everyone? Sirat al-ladhina an'amta alayhim. Sirat al-ladhina. Everyone say ladhina. Many people pronounce Sirat al-lazina. And that's incorrect. It's not a za. Rather, it's a val. Sirat al-ladhina. Everyone. Sirat al-ladhina an'amta alayhim. So sirat here means path, as we just discussed. Al-ladhina is the plural for the word al-ladhi. I'm sure everyone here has heard of the words al-ladhina and al-ladhi. Where in the Quran does Allah mention al-ladhina? Other than the surah, obviously. Al-ladhina? Huh? Alladhina hum an salatihim sahun. Those who are, in regards to their prayer, they're lackadaisical. Some tafsir, they say that those who pray, who delay their prayers to the last moment, constantly. Right? Good. Another example. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ. Good. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ. Indeed, those who. So al-ladhina means those who. The singular version of that is al-ladhi. Everyone say al-ladhi. Al-ladhi. And that means the one who. Okay? These words come up a lot in the Quran, so memorize them. Moving on. An'amta. We're going to move a little faster now because Maghrib is about to come in. An'amta are 2 words. You have an'ama or an'am, which is a verb. An'ama is the past tense. An'ama, everyone. An'ama. Yun'imu, everyone. This is a verb, okay? Past tense, present tense. And it means to bestow or to grant, right? Ni'ma. Remember ni'ma? So an'ama is the actual action of bestowing that ni'ma. Okay? The second part of this word is the ta. That is attached and it refers to you. An'amta. An'amta. Okay? And it means you, referring to a masculine singular person. And within this verb is ni'mah, blessing. Okay? From this one verse, an'amta alayhim, sirat al-ladhina an'amta alayhim, we derive a couple of Allah's names. right? The path in which you have bestowed upon them. What are some names we derive from this verse? How about Al-Mu'ti? Anyone heard of the name Al-Mu'ti? Al-Mu'ti. This is Allah's name, the one who gives. Al-Mu'ti. Memorize it. Write it down. The one who gives. Because you're asking Allah to bestow upon you the path in which He's given to those before them. Right? Another name is Al-Mun'im, the bestower. And also Al-Wahhab, the bestower as well. That means the bestower. Alayhim means upon them. And these are two words in one. Alayhim means upon them. And it is two words in one. The first word is ala. Ala. Ala means upon or on. And the second word is hum. Everyone say hum. Hum means them. So ala hum. However, what do we say in the surah? Alayhim. Why does it become alayhim? If the origin of the word is ala and hum, why does it change to alayhim? We're going to discuss this in the grammar portion. Okay? In the last verse we'll discuss, and we're going to break for Maghrib. غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ. Everyone. غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ. Right? ضاد. غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عليهم ولا, because there's a shadda on that dal. You have to that dog. You have to connect it. Wala. Stop. Yeah, don't say it yet. Wala. It has to be connected because the shadda. Wala dallin. There's also a shadda on the what? On the lam. So it must be connected. Okay. Many people they recite غير المغضوب عليهم ولا ضالين. That's incorrect. It's ولا ضالين. Everything has to be connected because of the shadda. Okay? So one more time. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Good. So غيري means not. Not. Al-Maghdubi means those who are hated or earned anger. Those who are hated or earned anger. Whose anger? In this context. Allah's anger. Who are they? The Yahud. Why? Because we mentioned earlier, they had knowledge and they didn't act upon it. Alright? Alayhim means upon them. We mentioned in the last verse. We're going to explain why is it alayhim and not alahum in the next section. Wala. Wala means and not. But when we translate this verse, what do we translate it to? غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا الضَّالِينَ. Not those who have earned his anger or anger is upon them, and not those who are misguided, right? وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ means and not those who went astray. So ad-dallin is a plural. Dallin, the origin is ad-dallun. Everyone say ad-dallun. That ya is actually a wow, but it changes to a ya because of a grammar rule. We're going to explain in the next section after the Maghrib. Okay? This is the plural. What's the singular? Dallun. Everyone, dallun. Dad, alif, lam, shadda on the lam. Dallun. Okay, so that'll be it. We'll end here. The next session, we are going to go into the grammar of the surah. So we're going to start back from A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim and run down the surah. And then the section after that, inshallah, the last one, we'll go over the benefits and summary of the surah. Any questions? سبحانك اللهم أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك